Hello, everyone out there. I think there's a very important issue that people should be thinking about right now, and we're talking about societal change, okay? Now, a lot of you, right, are just like, right, going every day, thinking things are normal, but not really thinking about the generations, okay? So I'm 46. And I grew up in a time where, we got jobs. Like, I don't know, we didn't even think about it. We just got jobs. But now things are different, okay? And the people who are getting jobs today, there's different jobs that exist. Like, there's streamers, okay? And the adults don't understand what is a streamer, okay? These things. So adults are looking at young kids and they want them to get these types of jobs. But the young kids, what they really want to do is be streamers. So I just think that what I'm doing right now gives a way for the young kids to be streamers in a way that can create a new type of work. And that's why what I really want to do is create awareness of this new type of work that I designed, because society needs a kind of reskilling, okay, retooling, retraining, but retraining, okay, with collaboration with AI. Now, I know it sounds stupid. Don't run away. How would you get this AI? That's the thing. The AI comes from my app. My app is an app. You would never encounter this app if it didn't come from me and it didn't have a personal story like I have. But the only reason I have this personal story, I wouldn't have my personal story if it wasn't for the government of Sullivan County, okay? I mean, that's not the only thing. It wasn't just the government of Sullivan County. But when it comes to my connection to Japan and my Japan Exchange app, it wouldn't happen without Sullivan County. I can say that because even though when I was 18, I got a scholarship, but yes, and yes, it's all because of Sullivan County, all right? Now, Sullivan County has done this, but Sullivan County doesn't know it's done this until I say it. That means that Sullivan County can't get a return on the investment that they created unless I tell Sullivan County that this investment has been created. And yes, it comes in the form of me, but I'm not saying it's me. I'm saying that it's the position I'm in, okay? It's not about me. It's the positioning, okay? So this type of positioning is the understanding that it takes for the new type of work, okay? Now, what position are you in, right? Well, with my positioning, you're in a great position. And that because trust, okay, people? Now, I'm not saying that okay, of course you can trust me, but I'm not expecting someone to say based on my words that you can, I'm not expecting you to trust me just by that, right? But I am expecting also to define trust what, okay? I'm not saying trust me, give me $1 million and I'll never take $1 to trust, even though you could do that with me. I don't expect you to believe it is what I'm saying. But I'm saying you can trust that I've been in Japan through my city. Look, Japan respects, Sullivan County government, they are big. Me, I so small. Japan wouldn't have vouched for me. Or Sullivan County hadn't vouched for me, right? Sullivan County vouched for me because We were volunteers, right? Yes, of course we got involved, right? When exchange students, they came to our place. Yes, we got involved. We said, yes, we are a host family. We host the faith, so yay. So that gave them trust. Like, yes, we're good. We took care of your kids, right? We didn't murder them, right? We showed them the world, right? We had love, right? That's general respect, love, volunteerism, right? But based on that volunteerism, people said, okay, come to Japan, right? So they let me stay at their house too. See, you stayed at my house here, you stayed at the house there. Okay, so that this builds your character. This builds what you are. So it's just, these are things we don't think about, right? Now, okay, so the time I existed in Sullivan County, in order for them to have supported me, there were people in government, decisions were made, tax dollars were spent, hours that parents didn't see their kids, right, helped me go to Japan, right? And they don't care, like, that happened. Nobody remembers that, but I'm still the evidence, okay? I matter. I matter. I am a remnant. I'm that kid who's there, right? But what happens to that kid who was there? Nobody knows. Nobody knows what the potential of this is unless I tell you that. All you have to do is speak English. All you have to do is be a person. Anytime, any place, any device, anything. Focused on the output, not the input. The inputs, right? Okay, input. What are we inputting? What are we inputting? You're inputting information. Now, before you go to Japan, okay, let's say you were going to go to Japan. Are you interested in Japan? Would you go to Japan? Imagine you had a free ticket to Japan. If you had a free ticket in Japan, what would you do? And you probably think like, oh, I'd do everything. I'd go see sumo. I'd see all these things. I would go there. All right, so you'd want to do these fun things. And like, that's how people are thinking, like very short term. Very short term. But that's not how I was thinking, because I was young. I was 14, right? And I was 14 the first time I went to Japan, and it was so opposite. Like, night is day, day is night. It's just weird. It's like that. It's like the opposite of how you're thinking. It's like they drive on the opposite, like the sentence structure's opposite. So many things between America and Japan are opposite. But you see, at its core, okay, we have opposites in us, okay? So there is an opposite thing going on, okay? This is a polarity, okay? This is frequency. This is vibration, okay? Getting good at raising vibrations. Now, when you have a look at your city, okay, there's ways that you're measuring things, right? You could take all sorts of data to measure things, like how much money people are making, how much, okay? And you'll be like, let's judge it on how much money people are making, how much hours people are working, right? But these are all questions coming up at the top. We're transferring control from these top people managing us to the direct person managing yourself. And in order to do that, we need an app, okay, that measures things differently. It more like measures your interests, your skills, your dreams. It's tracking, it's asking all the questions that you need to put your attention on to become a better you, all right? Now, this is the difference of decentralized and centralized, centralized and decentralized, okay? So we're saying that there's a decentralized evolution that's here. And I have a decentralized solution, right? But the decentralized solution is a blueprint. And with this blueprint, right, it's designed for us as a community to work together. And in 1 hour, I can demonstrate, right? I can prove it to the fact that you believe it too. You see it too. Okay? So it was a 1 hour speed meeting event. If you just join and get on this event for 1 hour, okay? And for 2.5 minutes each. So that's it. Okay, here it is. 1 hour event. We get on the event. We're all on this Zoom. There's 40 of us. Okay, 40 of us, right? And then for the first 30 seconds, we're together. I'm like, hello, I'm welcoming you. Welcome to this Zoom. We have people today. Very soon, you guys are going to be in breakout rooms. And so what happens is you get on the speed meeting event. You get into eventually face-to-face with someone. So it's 3 minutes, 20 times these 3-minute blocks. But the first 30 seconds, we're all together on the Zoom. And then for 2.5 minutes, we're participating in this conversation. Now here, what? You're going to be in front of somebody. What are you going to say to somebody when you're in front of them? You're like, hi, hello, my name's Nathan. Hi, I'm from Japan. No, I'm from New York, but I'm living in Japan. Okay. And in Japan, I was a teacher, right? I was a consultant. I was, of course, exchange student, but then I was also a travel writer. All right. So, and we're putting these things together. I also have my YouTube, so a YouTuber. And, so we're looking for people we can do podcasts with. And if you do a podcast, the information you get from the podcast is all it takes for us to launch. And now what happens is we launch your ambassadorship, but what we also do is we create your AI chatbot, your AI assistant within it. So our AI assistant that you create in our Web3 then interacts with the other AI assistants. So the AI, right, and your AI assistant and everybody's AI assistants within our world. So that's it. It's all about our community. So our community, right, our community is the collective. Now, the collective becomes part of your collective consciousness. Now, there's sides to you that you show to the world, but there's sides you don't show to the world, right? There's things you don't say, things you do say. This is a little different. When you have an app and you have my AI and you have a chatbot with us and and you set your information to it, instead of you just being all alone with your decisions, you actually have help for the way you think. Right? So this is all about, people who understand what I'm saying, get on the same page as me, because the way I'm thinking is a pattern. Okay. And if you're on the pattern and I'm on the pattern, we're all on the pattern, then what happens is people know what to expect. Okay. And you didn't even need me at that point, but we're all meeting people strangers you meet. Have you ever met somebody and the first time you meet them, takes a while to develop a relationship, right? But in our community, which you belong to because you're an ambassador, right? So that's your main thing. You're an ambassador, meaning you're really need to share about yourself. People learn about you. You talk to people. You represent your country. You talk about your food. You talk about your dress. You talk about your fashion, your music. What do you do? What do you do in a day, right? So we're getting open with us about who you are now, but we're doing that in an attempt to reveal information so that when we are using our app and we get cohesive, then, we have we're going to grow. This is a growth community. So you've never, had a situation like this because, see, there had never been, Sullivan County had never done that and helped someone like me. It's unique. No one knows but I'm what you get when you don't know, when you continue to grow. Yes, continue to grow. So look, I'm still ready to grow. There's more to do, but I'm coming at it with a different framework. But this framework is what we need to come at it from for this new work situation we're finding out, because these Generation Z, they're unemployable in the way that people like baby boomers and Generation X think about it. Now, yes, we're dealing with the fact that these baby boomers, right, they're also needing AI robots and assistants. Now, you can't just expect Elon Musk to create a robot or assistant. No, see, the human is the technology. What they do when they make technology is they copy everything the human is. So what I'm saying is that right now we get these kids being streamers. They're streaming how they're going to help these boomers And that is going to give the pattern recognition that the robots are going to follow to create the AI. So people are not seeing, they're seeing the robot as separate, but where we are, look, we are employing automation. Okay, automation can help your life. You're only one person and your attention, you need to duplicate yourself. But you duplicate yourself in other people by the blueprint you create, which people are looking for. They want your blueprint because you help accelerate people's learning curve. And we're all trying to get a learning curve. Now, you can learn faster when you get involved in our speed meeting events. But I'm just saying, I had to talk about this. This is something we're going to do more and more. Generation Z, okay? The way you work is very different, okay? Now, my kids too, they're working, right? But there's different type of work. Now, I know it's like, Nate, look, I do know how to work, but even though I don't have a job because I'm an entrepreneur, even though I'm not the richest at the moment. But yes, I do have some people that I'm serving, and that's fine with me. But the time is now where there's more people to serve, right? Because this is a generational change that we need to start with examples of success first. One workable, provable model. If we create this, and we can say we did this, and this was the benefit of this. And so anybody out there, to get the ball rolling, we need people for speed meeting events. And this is going to be something that once people experience, everybody's going to want to do it. They're going to have the blueprint. So you're hearing this now. You know it's possible. You got to want it. You got to want it. You got to hear the words that I'm saying and look in your eyes like an investment, intention investment, that look, we're facing a situation in the world where jobs are changing. These younger generation, they got the phone, okay? Older generation, look at these people with the phone while they're watching the phone, and they're like, oh, these guys are on the phone, okay? Because these generation younger people, they want to be streamers, okay? Anybody can be a streamer. Yes, yes. You think from an older generational perspective, no, don't be a streamer. That's the dumbest thing. Go to college, get your degree, go be a doctor, go be a this, go be a that. No, don't do that. Don't listen to older people about this. They don't see what I see. And the younger people don't want to do that anyway. They want to be a streamer. Sounds stupid. I don't care what you think. Sounds stupid. Be a streamer. The way I'm asking you to be a streamer, because if you're a streamer, you create the AI grid that we need. People, you're not thinking. See? They're doing this anyway. You think Facebook is a public utility that, you know, they're a private thing. They're making money. They're providing a service, yes. But they're getting their money based on the information you provide. And it's great. I don't, no problem. But you should be able to make money from your own data too. And that's what my place is. That you get cut in on the money being made by tech giants, by us being tech giants yourself. You are a tech giant when you join my decentralized team. But I only start in the authentic location I am. New York, Japan, that's my deal. Where are you from? You take control where you are. You become the authority of it and collaborate with my areas and the people in our areas we bring together by the events and information we create. People gotta understand that this is what I'm saying. Is that we're part of the new evolution of prosperity, but you gotta go along with me. And these older people don't see what's going on, but they do see bad happening. We acknowledge the bad that's happening. Young people, you can be a streamer, but be a streamer the way I'm asking to, where you just talk about your interests, your skills, and your dreams, and you be a portal to your 12 surrounding businesses that surround you, surrounding businesses like ESL, podcasting, nonprofits, university, chamber of commerce, your city hall, collaboration spaces, and I'm just coming off the top of my head. I'm trying to think of them all. I got them written down. Anyway, artists, people in your community, you just make videos around your community, give a virtual tour where you're from. You get on our speed meeting events as an ambassador representing the place you're from, so that when you meet people for 2.5 minutes afterwards, they're going to go and research you. And when they research you online, they see your social media, they see your Facebook, they see things, they research you, and each time they research you, we strategically have the information they're going to need so that they know if they come to spend time with you, what are they going to be doing, and what's the potential for your collaboration, where's the directions that you guys are going, because we're going to launch you guys. But you're not just launching, it's like a salad bar. You get to try people a little bit at a time, and this is at the base. I'm an English coach. So yes, of course, we're trying to get with this business and all this stuff, but we're not separated. We are oneness. So we're in everything and nothing at the same time. And this type of power, we're agents. In my app is like a matrix, right? So you're in the matrix, where you're a battery in the matrix, okay? We take you out of the, we're all batteries in the matrix. Don't worry, me too, okay? We're in that world, that's fine. But we also have your world in my app, where we come together as batteries to power our speed meeting machine, which allows English learners, and in this case from Japan, to speak with us. And in that conversation, the information they provide to us then sets us on our way, along with AI, to be the progression of exporting intellectual property from Japan out into America. And so this is a grand type, it's a process, it's a process. But we're just at the stage, well, a lot has happened, but what's important now is you understand that we're doing the speed meeting event part of it. And up until this part, yes, the network in Japan, the network in America, the experiences, people I've met, making the C Corp, making the app, making the website, making the YouTube channel that I've maintained over 10 or 11 years. Also, we could leave no gaps in my story so that you can see what I'm doing up until now. And if you follow that and the pattern that we're at today with the speed meeting, and after you meet people and you launch your brand, you will then understand that we have everything. We're getting there. We're getting there. And I'm just so excited about this. And I had to say more. I just want to know that we're getting there. Anybody wants to be part of the future of work, okay? The future of work. A remote work ambassador, a remote work opportunity for speed meeting to transition into a digital nomad travel experience, to visit me in Japan, that after you have the experience will give you the pattern recognition to understand how you could now come to Japan independently, do your thing, visiting people, make great content, and use that content to visit then your country, to bring back the type of businesses that you meet along the way, that you take in your video back to your local chamber of commerce, so you could make deals between Japan and your local business to export intellectual property to other countries for mutual beneficial revenue generational gains that we help generate through our positions as user experience ambassadors. This is a new type of hospitality that you experience on our Web3. The words I'm saying might not even make sense to you, and that's fine, but I can say them confidently because they make sense to me. And in the dominion I've created, and the world that I've created, and that's why I created this world, because this was a power and ability that people needed to have, and the world didn't have it. And the only way they could have it is by joining this vortex, okay, where you come out. You come in as you are, but you come out entangled in a quantum entanglement to other ambassadors, to companies, and to, the governments we're visiting. So we're a decentralized platform, but, we're run by the community, right? The government cannot do for you things like make your best life. The government is not here to do everything for you. And the money reliance they have, right? The monopoly they have, right? That is something that needs to be treaded lightly. And this decentralized movement moves the power to the individual, to you. But what is your power? You only know your power by your choices, and you only know choices by the people you know. You need to meet somebody you've never met before, but not somebody useless that you can't even talk to, but somebody who's called to action the same as you, understanding we have a generational crisis on our hands, and it's time to think about the future of work and what's the alternative. And the alternative is this, is that I get to, hey, who wants to join a speed meeting event? Anybody want to join a speed meeting event as an ambassador of your country? And this ambassador training I created, you can have this speed meeting, you can have this training, and you start there. And based on that voluntary community that wants to do that, we will just grow solutions, right? We will produce in ways that you can't fathom, because this exponential growth of how quantum entanglement, right? Each individual is like connected to at least 1,000 people, right? So me with 1,000 people I know, and you with 1,000 people you know, when we connect, those 1,000 people we know, and each of those 1,000 people and the 1,000 people they know, knowing, connecting with the people, 1,000 people they know, and then the connections are just crazy. So just one person connect with me, we create so much. And you need to master this type of chaotic growth thinking, how to deploy servers in a moment's notice. You could do it for gaming, right? So it's like, if you knew what Facebook does and how they get rich, it's great. Why don't we do what they do, but on a different level? And if you think of yourself as the source of English to English learners, right? You got to just think of where you start and then where you can go. And when you consider IntraSkills Dream, what you have on your hand is an automated marketing lead generation system. Like okay, it's marketing, but it's not money-based, right? You are, instead of paying people money, giving people user experiences, right? And the more user experiences you have, the more you level up. This is like the Highlander. There can be only one. There is only one, and it's us as one. So, just telling you people, there's such great stuff that's come in, and it all starts with who's going to join this ambassador training and have this speed meeting and be a streamer and know how we are going to use the collective power of quantum and for what purpose, and to bring the rural back, right? Because the city is incomplete. It's the balance of two extremes. So anybody in the city, you must harness that extreme power of the countryside. But where? From the city, you could go anywhere as a countryside location. So I put the flag up. Where's the eco village, right? Where's the intelligence? Now recognize the differences. Okay, your right brain and your left brain in itself, like they're the opposites. So it's like we take that and make it polar to the sense that it's like magnetic. Now this is power, resonation, and people. So all I can say is, yes, my ambassador training covers this, because Nathan Raymond is the personal brand. The personal brand is the culture of the app. The app is a digital country. Okay, and the brand experience, okay? So brand experience, right? We're not trying to get to everybody. Not everybody's going to appreciate this brand experience. We're only looking for the only rare people who do, but give them such a high value that the people who do it, it'd be like a cult following, like Harry Potter, like people who like that, like Star Wars. But this is Japan Exchange, and you don't even know why. Like, you are exchanging Japan. Japan is a currency. What? Japan's a currency? Japanese people have the Japanese culture. But in exchange for that, you've got the English. See? So your English, the Japan English exchange is a little long. I did have a Japan English exchange. Who knows? Maybe we'll bring that back. All right, people. Well, look, this has been a little bit longer, but I had to talk about the population boom, and I had to give somebody out there some coherent thought about strategy, about how people can feel confident about the future, but only if you do that, if you think about how we're collaborating, because this is an important thing that we got to do, especially with me and my plan, because it won't happen if I don't tell people, if we don't collaborate, and you won't listen unless I got the numbers. So I just started my community, attract the first 20 people, create the first model, create the proof, and then the rest is going. Thank you very much. Let's go.